Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. 104-198 was the score in LA against the Rockets. We got the big victory tonight. Loved it. Loved every second of that second half, even though in the first half, as I told you guys, I wasn't locked in. The second half, I was, as I intended to be. And it was fun, man. We strung together 4 solid quarters for the most part. Had some scoring issues, hence the 104. But our defense was stronger tonight than it's been since we went down with the injuries. So definitely love the improvement, and really excited about the 2-game rest that comes after this basketball game. That is 2 days rest is huge. We haven't had that in about a month. So let's look at the scoring of each quarter first, since that's what I'm looking at. 19-16 per plus 3 for the Rockets, and then 29-32 plus 3 for the Lakers. Second quarter. Third quarter plus 5 for the Lakers, 34-29 in the third. So we love that we won the third quarter. And plus 1 for the Lakers in the fourth quarter, 22-21. So neither team really scored much for what we were expecting, but that's because defense was being played on both sides. You got to give credit to both teams in that regard. All right, so let's get to the team stats. Lakers did not shoot well tonight. 35-89 from the field for 39%. That's not great for us. 16-46 from the 3, 34%. We overcame it, though. For the Rockets, 37-89 for 41% from the field. 10-32 from the 3 for 31%. So we definitely upped our three-point volume. And I think that really helped us on a not-so-good shooting night. So we gotta give kudos to the Lakers for having that worked into the game plan. 14-17 from the free throw line for the Rockets, 82%. 18-20 from the free throw for the Lakers at 90%. The Rockets didn't win the boards as expected, 51-45, but that's a lot of boards for both teams. Us getting 45 boards, we haven't had 45 boards in a while, so it's not like we weren't rebounding out there. I think we did a pretty good job of team rebounding. 10 offensive rebounds for both teams. 26-22 was a +4 for the Rockets on the assist column. We had 11 steals. They had 7. We like that for our team. They had 5 blocks. We had 6. And we only had 11 turnovers, which is not great, but only 11 points off of those turnovers, which I think is pretty good. They had 15 turnovers, 10 points conceded off of those, so I'm not surprised by that. They're pretty good at protecting themselves off turnovers. I thought we took advantage pretty well. Forcing 15 turnovers off 11 steals is excellent for the Lakers. So defense. 52 points in the paint for the Rockets, 36 for the Lakers. Again, we shot a lot of threes, so that's not too surprising. And we had a 7-point lead at one point in this game, won by 6. They had an 8-point lead and blew that. So let's get into the box score. We'll start with the losers. The Houston Rockets, 8-14 from the field, 1-3 from the 3 for Amen Thompson, a really good player. Had a pretty good night. 20 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 5 boards, 2 offensive rebounds. Dylan Brooks, 5-14 from the field, 3-9 from the 3, 16 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Wolfing at Luka, getting booed by our crowd, goes home a loser. We're always happy to see that. Alpi Sengun, 5-11 from the field, 14 points, 1 block, 6 assists, and 7 boards. Not a great night for Alpi from the stats. I thought, we did a good job on him. Defensively, I thought we did a very good job to him. Held him to only 7 boards, which is also pretty interesting. Stole the ball from him a couple times. He had about 2 turnovers. So I thought we did a good job on Alpi Sengun tonight. And, he missed some shots. As I said, he had been missing shots from the field in really uncharacteristic ways. You saw how that was possible tonight. Turnaround hooks and stuff like that just ain't falling for him. Is what it is. Fred VanVleet shot horrible tonight. 2-14 from the field, 1-7 from the 3, 7 points, 9 assists, 4 boards. So we definitely love that he was so terrible shooting the ball. Jalen Green, 4-13 from the field, 1-4 from behind arc, 9 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 5 assists, and 9 boards. Also somebody you can count on to have inconsistent nights. When they both are shooting poorly, the Rockets can't win. And that is exactly what happened tonight. The Rockets also shortened their bench tonight to 7 players, which with the depth that they have is just stupid to me. That also contributed to their loss as well, in my opinion. They had some pretty good players off the bench playing, though. Steven Adams, 1-2 from the field, 7 rebounds, 4 points, and 1 steal. And then Terry Eason and Jabari Smith, fantastic, man. I'd love to pluck both of those players off of that team and put them on ours. Jabari, 15 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, and 11 boards. 6 of 10 shooting from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. He just needed a bigger role. He needed a bigger role. For all that crap that Fred VanVleet and Jalen Green was doing, they should have got the ball to him and Terry Eason. 6 of 11 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 13 points, 1 steal, 3 rebounds. I'm so glad they decided to let those guys be the bench players because they're actually better than some of them starters. It just is what it is. They're better. Jabari Smith and Terry Eason are better than some of those starters. Both of those people are better than Dillon Brooks. I don't know if they're better than Fred VanVleet, but they sure play better. And then they got half the minutes. Contribute to the loss. Gotta appreciate it. So, for the winning Los Angeles Lakers, Rui Hachimura, 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 6 from behind the arc, still working his way back. 2 steals is good, 7 points, 2 rebounds. I'm not going to give him too much flack. The most important thing for Rui is to get the attempts up, and he had 10 of them, so that's what I want to see. Shot didn't fall tonight. He'll be more efficient in the future. LeBron James, 5 of 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, hit the clutch free throws, had the clutch block. He's definitely getting the player of the game from me. 16 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 8 boards. Game ball goes to the king, man. He just sealed the deal for me. I've been giving the ball to the people who's been sealing the deal, not necessarily the people who've been doing the meat and potatoes, because you could definitely make an argument for some other people as well, but I'm giving it to the king because he made all the winning plays down the stretch of the basketball game, really helped our team defensively specifically. But there is somebody else who could be considered, and we'll talk about him as well. Jackson Hayes, 3 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds, 1 or 2 from the field for 14 minutes of play. We're having a hard time getting Jackson involved. I think some of that has to do with the center positions on the other side. Teams that have real centers, we haven't been able to get Jackson the ball or have been going away from it because of it. So tonight, he had to go up against Alpi and Steven Adams. In the last game, he had to go up against Triple J, and the rookie Zach Edey. So I think that has something to do with why we're not getting him his lobs and getting him his points. But I would like to see us hurry up and get him back into the equation offensively. I think he's extremely important. We were able to get away with it in these 2 victories, though. Luka Don, 6 of 16 from the field, 1 of 7 from the 3, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, 20 points, 2 steals, 9 assists, 6 boards. Pretty solid night, +9 for Luka Don. I didn't think it was a great night for him, but I thought he did some good things defensively. He hustled hard. He looks like his conditioning is getting better. So if I were to take anything from this game from Luka, I'd say the conditioning is what is most impressive. Seeing him get in that. He also had 5 fouls a good portion of the last half of the fourth quarter, so he stayed from out of getting eliminated, and we appreciate that as well. Pay attention to the elbow. They iced that elbow at the end of the 3rd quarter. He ended up falling on it in the 4th quarter. So I know he's probably going to downplay it, but that elbow, that's something to pay attention to going forward. So yeah, he had a 1 of 7 game from the 3-point line. The 3 has not been falling for Luka lately. We need it to going forward, but we've been able to get away with it over these last 2 games. Austin Reeves, 5 of 11 from the field, over 3 from behind the arc, 12 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 8 boards. I didn't think his stats told the story. I thought he was much better than this. Over 3 from behind the arc. I like that he capped off his 3-point shooting, didn't try to overchuck it tonight, only 11 attempts. But his defense was really shining out there. And I thought he handled ball pressure pretty well. Only 1 turnover on the night. I thought they were rushing him, and he was able to take care of the ball a good portion of the time. He was involved in 50-50 ball situations and things like that. 3 assists, you'd love to see him get more assists, but I thought that he was kind of doing a much better job of just kind of roaming and not having the opportunity to have the ball in his hands to get those assists. So I wasn't as mad as at him for that. I thought he had strong defense on him, and he found other ways to help in his team. So I thought this was a very smart game for Austin Reeves. He had to really take that 3rd-man role tonight, and I thought he played it as well as I'd seen him play it. So that was really what I took from it. Much better game than the stats will tell you. Dorian Finney-Smith was the other person who could clearly have gotten the game ball. In fact, I think a lot of people will give him player of the game, and rightfully so. 6 of 13 from the field, 6 of 11 from behind the arc for a season-high 20 points, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 6 boards. It was not a perfect game, but he led the team in plus-minus, +16. I thought the shooting numbers really told the true story of how he, well, I think it's actually the opposite. I think the shooting numbers tell you that he had a better game than he did. The defensive numbers tell you he had a great defensive game. But there were moments out there where I was saying, one more pass, Dodo. One more, with certain things that he could have did. Shoot the ball here, shoot the ball there. As Lucas said at the end of the game, he didn't shoot as often as he could have. He could have went for 25, 30 points if he would have shot off every time he had the ball. So there were certain situations that Dodo tonight had me looking, saying, okay, just be a little more assertive. You're having a career, Laker career night. Be more assertive. So there were times that I thought he could have been even better. But this was the best game he's played as a Laker from a scoring perspective, partially because his shot has been falling. And it has been falling these last couple of games. So we love that it showed up in such a big game that meant so much for our team. So huge play from Dodo in a playoff atmosphere. He deserved game ball, but I gave it to the King for sealing the deal. But Dodo deserves it as well. Gabe Vincent, excellent shooting night for the second night of the row. 6 of 14 from the field, 6 of 13 from the three. You get 12 threes between Dodo and Gabe Vincent off the bench. It don't get much better than that, especially when your team is having a bad shooting night. We were getting those guys the ball, and they were hitting shots. 20 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. Fantastic game from Gabe Vincent as well. We love that off of our bench. It don't get much better than that. Jordan Goodwin, 2 of 5 from the field, 12 minutes to play, 4 points, 1 assist, and 2 boards. I thought he was really good as well tonight in limited minutes. The box score didn't tell the truth. He was doing a lot of good things out there. He was everywhere, really, defensively. And Dalton Connect barely got 4 minutes of play, which I never agree with. I never will agree with that. So, yeah, this was just a good team effort. We didn't have big stats from our stars, but we did have huge games from our bench guys. Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith filling up the box score and hitting 6 threes apiece. That could not have been more helpful. Plus the 6 rebounds from Dorian, 6 rebounds from Vanderbilt. Gabe Vincent hitting 4 boards, 2 boards from Goodwin. Our bench rebounded the ball very strong to assist with what was otherwise a pretty lopsided board matchup for the Houston Rockets. They could have very easily out-rebounded us a lot, and our bench really chipped in on the boards there. I think this is the epitome of a team win. You talk about 3 players with 20 points. Luka, Vando, and Gabe Vincent. That's not something you're going to see very often. LeBron having 16 points, Austin having 12 points rather. Those other guys were just having plays run for them, and they just hit shots repeatedly. That 3-point shot was blazing in the second half for the Lakers, and I was very pleased with the game plan. Just the way that we approached this particular game against this particular team. We knew what we needed to do. We needed to hit 3-point shots because we knew that they were going to probably beat us on the boards. We knew that they were probably going to take care of the basketball, even though we forced turnovers with our defense. We just really did a great job of attacking them exactly the way they should be attacked. And I thought this was one of the shining games of J.J. Redick's young coaching career. This might have been his best game so far. And it couldn't come at a better time because we needed to beat this team. This is a team in the second overall seed. The pressure is high for us to, load up and try to get these wins down the stretch of this season so that we can pull ourselves into at least a top 4 spot. Right now, we are in the 4th spot by ourselves. Having beaten 2 playoff teams in a row, we've now won 2 of our last 3 games. So we feel really good about that. 2-game winning streak. So the Lakers starting to get their act together. 46-29 is our record. We are a full game behind the Denver Nuggets as of right now. And the Houston Rockets have finally tacked on a loss. And like I said, Houston ain't been playing nobody. We're the best team Houston has played in weeks, to be honest with you. And they lost to Denver without Jokic. And they ran into a Laker team tonight that put the clamps on them. And that is exactly what I expect to see. Now, I expect Houston to start losing some games from here now because they got the best of, the worst of their schedule, rather. The easiest part of their schedule is over with. Now they got to run into some good teams. Well, they got the Jazz next, but they will be seeing some teams that should help us along the way. OKC, Golden State, Clippers, us again, Denver. They ain't winning all them damn games, so they should pull back a little bit, and hopefully that gets people like us back in the mix for a top spot underneath OKC in the Western Conference. So right now we're real comfortable with 4. If this playoffs were to start right now, we would play the Memphis Grizzlies, yes, who are 2 games behind us after dropping another basketball game. They're not a good team right now. I'll tell you, Memphis ain't that. They're not a good team right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they fall all the way to 7 or 8 because they're just not. They're not better than the Clippers. They're not better than Minnesota. They're not better than Golden State, and they're 3-7 in the last 10 games. So I expect them to continue to fall, depending on what their standings look like. So we're in a good spot right now. Denver won 2 in a row. We've won 2 in a row, so they're trying to hold on to that 3rd spot. But we're going to press them for that, and hopefully Minnesota beats them tomorrow. That's going to be a big game for everything we're paying attention to. They got to play Golden State, Indiana, Memphis, Houston. So there's a few games Denver should lose, but I think they'll probably be positive throughout the course of their last 7 games. So we got to win, man. At the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to. If we want a 3 seed or a 2 seed, we're going to probably have to win out. I think that's really the only mentality for the Lakers: win out. You don't care who we play. We have to win every game for the rest of the season. And if we do that, I think the chances of us landing at 3 or 2 is pretty good. So let's look at our schedule, see what's next. We got the Golden State Warriors coming up on Thursday, I believe that is. Yes, Thursday at 7 p.m., another home game. Golden State is a team that has won some lately, 2-game winning streak. They've been playing some pretty mediocre guys, to be honest with you. Hawks, Heat, Pelicans, Spurs. They got the Grizzlies, of course, tomorrow, so that's another big game we pay attention to. And after that, they play us. So they, like the Houston Rockets, have kind of had a soft part of their schedule, and they ain't really been world beaters in that process. Of course, Steph Curry went down. I think he has since come back with the tailbone injury. I think he will be back. So, yeah, man, this is a situation where we'll be paying attention to see what happens with them in Memphis tomorrow, because that's going to be massive. So, yeah, there's some big games on dockets, but we took care of ours. That's the most important thing. So going into tomorrow, keep our eyes open for the Warriors, Grizz, and Timberwolves, Nuggets, and that's what matters to us on tomorrow's situation. Meanwhile, today, Clippers did beat the Magic. Of course, the Celtics beat the Grizzlies. As we already mentioned, the Grizzlies lost another game. Thunder just beating up the hell out of the Bulls, the same way the Bulls beat us, actually, 145-117, but that doesn't matter to us. The Nets beat the Mavericks. That's not important to us. And, yeah, that's pretty much all that matters. So, yeah, the big game was ours, beating the Rockets. And having us do that really helped everybody in the Western Conference pretty much. We all needed the Rockets to start losing basketball games. So, yeah, that is a real thing. And, of course, we are 2.5 games behind the Rockets. 2.5 games. So we got to win out, man. Win out. That's really what it comes down to. So, how many games we got left? About 7 games. Golden State, New Orleans, OKC, Dallas, Houston, Portland. That's it. And then it's playoff time, baby. So we got to win out. I don't care about none of these teams. I don't care how good they are, how bad they are. I don't care, bro. We got to win out. Golden State, New Orleans, 2-game back-to-back OKC. The likelihood that we win both of those games is pretty null. In fact, the likelihood you lose both of those games is pretty high. But I thought tonight's likelihood of losing was pretty high too, and we won. So I'm very happy about that. Just got to keep the good times rolling. It's the homestand. We got a little rest right here. This is the biggest rest we're going to get for the rest of the season, man. Right now, we're off Tuesday and Wednesday, so hopefully we can schedule a practice somewhere in there. But hopefully these guys just get some sleep, man, and lots of it. Lick their wounds and get out there on Thursday and be ready for Jimmy and Steph and those guys, because that's going to be a playoff atmosphere for certain, just like this one was. So, great win, man. Could not be more thrilled about it. I think the team played really good defense for the first time in a long time, and hopefully we can just get this rest and then work on those principles and kind of get our offense clicking again from our stars perspective. They did good against Memphis, not big star numbers tonight, but our bench chipped in huge, hitting threes and rebounding the ball and just playing defense. And the King with the game-sealing block and the clutch free throws. What can I say, man? This was a fun basketball game for us, and we won it. BDL 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.